Hello, gamers, and welcome to Xbot and Pony. My name is Phil,
My name is Nick.
and a recent rumor got Nick and I thinking. There have been rumors floating around that there could be a Resident Evil 4 remake on the way. Now, both Nick and I absolutely love this game, which kind of makes us think, is this necessary? Like, do you need to remake this game? Because it's already pretty good.
It is.
Yeah, there's some of the controls have aged a little bit, but it's still pretty good. It's pretty solid. And as a result, it made us think, well, what other games that don't necessarily need a remake, but we would like remade? So, Nick, I've given you the task to come out with 3 games that you feel don't necessarily need a remake, but you want them to have one.
Yep, I've got my list. I'll start with my first one. It is Blood Rain.
Okay, all right, interesting choice. All right, yeah, talk me through it.
So the news recently that the IP's been bought up, and they're looking to patch and fix up the original games on the PC side, and looking to make another game. I love the character. It's it was a fun game. It was a pretty average game. The sequel was a lot better, but again, still pretty average. No offense to any Blood Rain fans out there, but just yeah, probably not wanted by many people, but definitely one I want because the character was just cool. It's just this cool killing Nazis as a vampire with some cool weapons, lots of violence, lots of arms and legs going everywhere, and hacking people to bits. And it was just a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So I would like to see that game remade, even though it doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Does it hold up still? Like, how old is the game?
It was a GameCube game, so original Xbox and GameCube. So yeah, and it doesn't really hold up. I've actually got number two on my Xbox One backwards compatibility. Looks okay, but gameplay is pretty dated. But I had a bit of fun with it.
Mm.
Original Xbox games, so they're pretty old.
Do you think we'd get another one? So if someone's bought the IP, there's clearly
The
someone
IP's
sniffing
been
around
bought.
it.
They didn't say a game, but they did say that they're looking to bring the franchise back. So whether that means remakes or a new game, I think we'll see something from Blood Rain pretty soon because we did have that 2D one, which was the Castlevania game that got reskinned, and I think it sold pretty well. So something will probably happen along those lines later on down the track, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon.
Uh, people seem. I think there is a bit of a fan base, right? Because they made some movies as well, if I remember right.
They did, yes, yes, and they were
Although,
horrible. That was from U Bowl. So
oh
let's,
yeah,
yeah, I
never
wish you
mind. I
didn't
take
bring
it
that
back.
up.
Anything you touched was poison.
Yeah, I wish you didn't bring that up. It was,
Sorry,
it had,
I broke your heart. I'm
what's her name?
sorry.
Oh, she's beautiful. What's her name? Christina Loken,
Oh,
from the Terminator movie with Schwarzenegger. She was Rain. But yeah, the movies were horrible. In his defense, he never had a budget. They didn't give him any sort of a budget, so he had to work with what he had to work with. But yeah, yeah, it was interesting, but don't watch it. Whatever you do, don't go
all
watch
right. I won't. I won't. When you say U-Bolt, immediately I'm like, no,
it.
I'm
It's just
good.
like, ugh. Not
All
as
right.
bad as
Well,
P.W.S. Anderson, though, is it?
sorry.
Not bad as Paul W.S. Anderson, is it?
I don't know.
Resident Evil movies.
Well, I think even though I mean that's its own topic on its own, I think. I think you can get some dumb
You
fun
do.
out of
You
those
do.
movies at least.
He's not that bad. He's not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think mine. I think people are going to think this is sacrilege, and I think the pitchforks are going to come out on this one.
Yeah.
Um, I think they should remake Portal.
The orange box. Okay, Portal.
Oh, this is the orange box,
Yeah.
and if you look really carefully, actually, you'll see that there's some Korean writing
Yes, there is.
on it. A few years ago, I went to Korea, and that was the first time I'd actually seen like a physical version of this game. And I picked it up because I was super excited that I couldn't find it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Came to Australia, and you can find it for
Find
like
it
$2 everywhere.
everywhere. It's not even
So,
working in here for some reason. Yeah.
I don't know. But yes, Portal. Now, again, I know people are going to be upset about it, and that's the whole point, right? Is these are games that you feel don't need a remake,
Yeah.
but actually might benefit from one. And I think it would. I think if you have some polished,
Yeah.
like PS4, PS5 graphics, maybe tweak some of the easier puzzles that you've got in there. If you want to go crazy, put the damn thing in VR. That will It'll properly make people puke. Valve have been interested in VR. They've done that Half-Life Alex recently. So it's not unheard of. But I would be quite curious to see a modern, polished version of Portal.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's a pretty good one, actually.
Mm.
My next one is it's gonna be a little bit controversy here. Metal
Woo!
Gear Solid.
The first one.
Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah.
I'd like to see another remake in that because of what we've got and how good Metal Gear Solid 5 visually looked. The game itself wasn't found with fans, but there's a counter argument to that because it was already remade
It was Twin Snakes.
on GameCube.
Yeah.
A lot of hardcore fans hate that game. It was actually my first experience with Metal Gear Solid, and I loved that game.
Mm.
So there is an argument there that it's just not necessary because there's another game, but then there's an argument it is necessary because a lot of people didn't like the remake it got. It was too different to the first one. I thought,
So you know what? You're not wrong. I think that's a great one that would look amazing with modern graphics. But just think about who would be making it now.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Do you really want it? Do you really want Konami to be making that remake it'll be a cash in for them, right? We
it
got
would
Metal
be.
Gear Survive, no Hideo Kojima working on that game. You're not wrong. I would love that. But
Yeah.
I think the reality of what we would get, I think it would let us down.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, but hey, you never know. Maybe Twin Snakes will come to Switch at some point, right? You never know.
GameCube support. Come on, Nintendo. GameCube support.
It's money on the table, guys. What are you thinking? Come
Mini
on.
GameCube. Mini GameCube. Something.
Yes. Well, good choice, man. Good choice. It'll be interesting if they went back and said, we're going to remake the original MSX version of Metal Gear
Ooh,
Solid."
wow.
Oh,
Yeah. That'll
yeah,
get people talking, wouldn't it?
it would. Yeah, I could be kind of down for that, but they'd have to keep the really dodgy translations in there as well
Yes, of course. Of course.
for authenticity reasons,
Of
obviously.
course.
Yeah. So my other game that probably doesn't deserve a remake, but I would love a remake of it, or just more of it, is Dead
Dead
Space.
Space. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, this one, I admittedly haven't played it again more recently, but I
I
remember
did
it.
recently. I booted it up on my Xbox One.
How does it hold up?
Really good on the Xbox One with backwards compatibility with Microsoft's amazing technology to make the games play better than they were on the original hardware. Um, I love it. I still love it to this day. It's just got that atmosphere about it. They took everything from Resident Evil, everything from Silent Hill games, and they combined them, and it just works so well as a horror game. The audio design in that game is just incredible too. Like if you've got a 5.1 surround system and you haven't played this game and you can handle horror games, chuck it on because it's going to scare the crap out of you. It's just
Yeah.
done so well, and it holds up. It still holds up.
Cool. I'm glad to hear that. But I can't help but imagine when I see things like Resident Evil 2 and 3, like
Mhm.
how they really scare the hell out of you
Yeah.
in terms of atmosphere and the sense that things are creeping up on you and going to jump out on you. Even The Last of Us 2, I feel like the stealth sections and where you've got the infected around you, if you could apply that level of graphic design and stealth and everything to Dead Space, I feel
Oh,
like it would be an incredible game. I mean, it
big.
already was, but
Actually,
even more so.
just jog my memory there. I won't spoil it for you, but there's some horror parts towards the end of The Last of Us 2, which are done so well and kind of reminds me of those type of games. Like they really do bring the horror part out in the
Mm,
game, which was the more enjoyable part of the game for me. And yeah, you're right, Dead Space would just be so perfect if it had this visual bump, but
mm,
the technology bump more than the visual bump, to be honest, because the presentation of how it's done in The Last of Us 2 is just so good. And
mm.
I literally jumped. Like I jumped and screamed. I'll admit it. It was a girly scream, and so we both jumped. And I wasn't even playing. She was actually playing at the time. And
Mm.
yeah, heart was just dish 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 dish, and you're like, oh, this is awesome. Like, why didn't we have more of this? And what's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
story? Like it's yeah. So it's good. So yeah, look, Dead Space remade, awesome choice.
Good.
I'd be down for that, to be honest. A lot of
I'd be
people
down for that.
love.
Yeah. Um, just talking about PS5 has been pushing their big like 3D audio thing. So
Yeah,
if you can imagine based on what you were saying with the sound, if you had applied that
Oh, of
technology
course.
to Dead Space, oh my God, that would just, yeah, it would mess with your
It would
brain.
work so well. Yeah. And I think, something like Hellblade that pushes that spatial
Yes.
sound as well, the stereo, those type of games would benefit so much. I think we'll probably will get a Hellblade upgrade on the Series X coming forward. So I'm not sure how that'll work with other consoles because the game is on other consoles, or they'll make the upgrade exclusive to Series X. Or I don't think Microsoft's a bit like that. I think if they make an upgrade, it'll be on every console. So, but yeah, those games can really benefit with the
Oh,
bump. And
come
yeah,
on.
choice.
Dead Space. Come on, EA. Come
Come
on.
on,
Seriously,
come on.
EA. All right, I know the studio's gone now, but come on. You still own that thing, right? Do something with it.
My third one. So Dead Space was my third one, so I have to change.
Ah, sorry, buddy.
No, that's
Sorry.
cool. I can change on the fly. Um, I'm going to go with. I'm going to pick an Xbox game here slash Nintendo, but we'll say Xbox now. I'm going to go Perfect Dark.
Okay, good choice. Good
That's
choice.
another one of those that's already had not a remake. It had a visual bump up on
Coat
the
of paint.
360.
Yeah.
So it was a coat paint, run at 60 frames per second, and the res bumped up. But it wasn't a remake. I would love a remake of that game, but in saying that, a lot of people probably don't think it's necessary because it, again, on the 360 it holds up and it still plays really well. So, and you can play it on the Xbox One, blah blah blah. Personally, I loved it. I thought it was one of the best first-person shooters, and still is one of the best first-person shooters ever made. It and GoldenEye allow us to have these amazing. Hang on, let me retract that. Good Call of Duty games, and amazing other first-person shooters like Halo. And I'm joking.
Wow. All
Fans.
right.
Well, I'm joking.
The comment section's about to explode, right?
I can show you my Xbox collection. It's full of Call of Duty, even 360. Don't worry, I
I'm
play
cool, guys. Honestly, I'm so cool.
the game.
I'm down. I'm hip. I know what teenagers like.
I need to yell and swear at people online. Call of Duty allows me to do that. Got to try. So yeah, I don't know about you, but would you play a Perfect Dark remake if they brought it out?
I would. I definitely would. And yeah, I'm with you. Obviously, I love that game, and to me, it still holds
Working.
up in the sense that I still enjoy it. But I can accept that it is also showing its age. Like the
It
controls
is.
are
Yeah.
not quite.
Yeah. Even with
They
the
don't
upgrade,
really hold up yet. So I think it actually would benefit from a remake,
it
just
would.
because while we still enjoy it, it's definitely creaking.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Another
I'll be
quick
down for
one to
that.
chuck in there would be Banjo Kazooie as well, in the same vein as Perfect Dark. Probably more a visual bump. The controls still hold up. The better camera would be good, but like they did with Conker's Bad Fur Day. I mean, if they can get somebody else outside to make a Banjo Kazooie remake instead of a sequel before the sequel comes out to make some money, I'd be happy with that as well. So
Yeah.
something like that, something along those lines. That probably not necessary because we do have a 360 version. That already has had a visual bump in that, but I think they'd be benefit from the graphical enhancements and gameplay with the better cameras.
For sure. Yeah. All right, my third one. Oh, I'm looking forward to this one. Are you ready for this one?
Ready?
My third game that doesn't need a remake because it's pure perfection is Duke
Oh!
Nukem Forever. Now,
Oh,
this is a crap game. Oh, I've just clicked what he's bringing. Hey, good man. No, haven't you got the special edition? Haven't you got the statue?
I did have the statue. I may have sold the statue,
Oh,
but I did have it at one stage. I actually picked it up when I was at JB for like $10.
oh,
Yeah, we just had them sitting out there as clearance, and I was like, yeah. And then I think I might have given it away actually, but anyway, yeah. But I did have it at one stage.
am I weirdly proud of you? I think I'm proud of you. So, Duke Nukem Forever. So I'm not going to try and defend it and say it's a good game because there is a lot wrong with it.
What? Are you saying it's a bad game? This podcast is over.
Cancelled. I cancel you. Yeah.
No, that's it. Done.
you can see where this game spent 12 years trying to catch up with every trend, right? In first person shooter, and it comes across as a bit of a mess. But there are nuggets
Man.
of actual good stuff in there that I genuinely enjoyed, that were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I remember there was a bit where you were driving around in like a little RV car, like we call
Yes,
RC car.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and that was great fun. I enjoyed that,
I,
and when it was Duke Nukem and firing on all cylinders, it was great fun. And so I would love this game remade by a competent studio that doesn't take 12 years to get out. Make it more coherent and not trying to play catch up with every single sort of trend that was coming along as they were building the game.
a lot of people wish it was never released. I'm happy it was released.
Mm,
I think there's a lot of games that we will never ever see because the timing wasn't right,
mm,
and they had a lot of issues with that game. We had massive World War buildings blown up, and they had to remove them. It was in their trailer for the game, the Twin
mm,
Towers. So,
mm,
um, out of respect, they had to go in and take two levels out. There's two
mm.
levels where one tower and the other tower. You went up and then you went down or something. So
Yeah.
they were pretty straightforward and honest when they said they were releasing this, and they said we are releasing pretty much the same game that we've got from back then,
Mm,
where we've just slightly polished it. And everybody was expecting it to be like Call of Duty. It
mm.
was never going to be like Call of Duty. So I don't know. It's still not great. It's pretty average. It gets a 4.5 out of 10.
Mm.
Um, but no, Last of Us Part 2 is getting 4.5 out of 10. So, no,
Apparently worse than ET for the Atari.
exactly. So it's all, I give Duke Nukem Forever a solid 8 out of 10, okay? And that's my opinion.
Ah, see, that's what you should have chosen. You should have chosen The Last of Us 2 as your unnecessary remake. Change the
Unnecessary remake.
story. Rah, rah,
Actually,
rah, rah,
yeah.
rah, rah, rah.
Well, we'll do a discussion on that once
You
you've
will.
finished
You
it,
will.
and we will get into that. It's going to be an interesting talk.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, Duke Nukem Forever,
it,
man. Like, and I think as well this
it's
week,
fun. There's still
it's
fun to be had with the game.
I think so. Maybe I'll gotta be honest. I think there's a bit of Stockholm syndrome going on with this game as well, because I have to admit, I platinum this game.
You did, okay. I think I love you more now because I
Oh,
haven't done that yet. So
right.
that
So
might be something I need to do. I think.
it's serious trauma though, because I got to this point right where I hated it. I didn't want to play it
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
But I had 2 trophies left. You had to beat it on the hardest mode,
Oh,
and you had to beat it only using the handgun. I can't remember what it's like, the gold gun that he's
yeah,
got, right?
yeah.
And I was like, I have no interest in playing this game twice more.
Yeah.
So so I had to beat it on hard mode
With
with
the gun.
only the handgun, and
No.
I did
You
it.
do it.
I did it.
Wow.
I did it. But so now I've got some serious Stockholm syndrome where I'm like, do it again, do it again. But it's caused me so much pain.
I loved the Easter eggs, the references to Halo, and the original Duke Nukem did that as well. The references to OJ Simpson and stuff. So and the Simpsons, like there was so many references. But I loved referencing other games and. What was it? That's one Doom Space Marine. Doom,
Yes.
like
Yep.
yeah. There's Halo armor.
It's cheesy, but that's the
It's
appeal, right?
cheesy. It's so not PC. We'll never see a Duke Nukem game like this ever again. So, in my opinion, yeah, I have to have it. And I was so excited when they made it backwards compatible on the Xbox One. I just straight away I went and bought a secondhand copy. Boom, straight into it because yeah, I did have the statue. So I must have sold the game in the statue. I think I actually owned it digitally as well, and I still went and bought the disc just to own it, just to say I've got it. Like this is I got it. I loved
Piece
it.
of gaming history. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my game. I love his attitude, and I even follow the voice actor on Facebook and that, and he's a crack up. He's always
I can
a little bit
imagine.
controversial himself, but he's just a crack up.
Yeah.
But yeah, great pick. Love it. That was a really good choice.
All right. Awesome. How about you guys? What games do you think don't necessarily need a remake, but you'd be pretty happy if they did? Let us know below.
Yeah, let us know below, and I'm pretty sure most of you will put down The Last of Us Part 2.
Be
Not
nice.
necessary, but everybody wanted it anyway.
Well, there's a petition going,
Yeah,
if you guys want to sign
that
it.
story. Change that. Never gonna happen. Well, it might, but it's not. No, never.
All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Take care.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.